friends, I welcome you all to Nandip Academy for UPSC and MPSC. Today we are going to analyze the Hindu column dated December 22nd, 2020. Let's begin with the first article that appears in the Hindu, that is Nepal in Turmoil. That's the first article. Let's analyze this article with the help of some slides. Before we start analyzing and understand it, let's have a look at certain terms that are used in it, so that it will help us to give a better understanding of the article. The first is unprecedented. It is an adjective which means never known before, something that has never happened before. The second word is turmoil, and the article itself is Nepal in turmoil, which means confusion, chaos, disturbance. It is a noun. And the third is fledgling, which is also a noun, which means immature or underdeveloped. Let's move to the first slide. In order to understand this article, we need to understand the history that was responsible for the crisis that has taken place in Nepal. So in 2017, the Communist Party of Nepal, UML faction that was led by Mr. Oli and its alliances came to power. As we all know, initially, Nepal was a monarchy and it has seen a transition from monarchy to republican. And there are two houses of the parliament, and it is a federal structure today. This Communist Party of Nepal, UML faction that was led by the present Prime Minister, Mr. Oli, and the Communist Party of Nepal, Mao's Center, which was led by Pushpa Kamal Dahal, formed the single largest party in Nepal, and it is a communist force. Problems have arisen between these two factions owing to Mr. Oli's authoritarian nature and his inability to share power with the others. And because of this, there are factions within the party which have asked him to withdraw an amendment which is actually giving him all the power. What exactly is the crisis and why is Nepal in turmoil? The Nepal Prime Minister K.P. Sharma Oli recommended to dissolve the parliament, which was approved by President Vidya Devi Bhanduri. Mr. Oli's Nepal Communist Party has a two-third majority in the parliament. Although his party has forced him to withdraw the ordinance that he has promulgated, he has not withdrawn the ordinance. Now, why is this ordinance in news, and why has Mr. Oli's party, Communist Party of Nepal, and the alliances asked him to withdraw it? It is because this ordinance empowers the Prime Minister in making crucial appointments, and it also will bring an imbalance in the checks and balances which are there in the system, and it will also give him powers to amend the Constitutional Act. So, exemplary powers will be given to the Prime Minister through this ordinance, and that is why the party has asked him to withdraw this ordinance. But instead of withdrawing the ordinance, Mr. Oli has gone ahead and recommended to the president, that is Vidya Devi Bhanduri, to dissolve the parliament. So, what is the next sequence of actions? Because of the dissolving of the parliament, elections are going to be held 1 year ahead of the schedule that is in April or May 2021. Constitutional experts have challenged Mr. Oli's decision, saying it is incorrect and unconstitutional. Nepal's 2015 constitution allows dissolution before the term of 5 years only if the parliament is hung or if no party manages to form a government. Since this dissolving has been cleared by the president, now the Supreme Court will decide the next course of actions. So, what can we conclude with? We need to understand that because of this inaction, because of this unthought action of Mr. Oli, a split between the two factions of the National Communist Party of Nepal is a possibility. There is also political instability in Nepal owing to the COVID challenge, and also because of this, which has impacted on the economy, and the economy has come to a slowdown. This will also bring a dent in Mr. Oli's image. COVID had presented Mr. Oli a challenge to show the kind of statesman he was, but instead he preferred to use it to show his authoritarian nature and impulses, and his party has asked him to withdraw the amendment, means he has lost support, and therefore he's decided to sink in the government, not to sail the government out of the crisis. That's about the first article. Let's move on to the second one, which is virus variant. Now, all of you must be aware that UK, a new strain of the virus, of the coronavirus, has emerged. This is again a new challenge after the COVID challenge. We cannot say after, but yes, the COVID challenge has not yet slowed down. Ahead of that, this is the second challenge which has now begun in United Kingdom. Okay, let's see a set of terms that are needed to understand this article. The first is transmissibility. Transmissibility means the ability to transfer or the ability to move from one place to another, or the quality of a disease to be passed on one to another. It is a noun. The next word is tweaking, which is a verb, which means to improve mechanism by making the adjustments into it. And the third is mutations, which again is a noun, which means a change in the structure of a gene. So let's see the first slide. This slide says that a new variant of the coronavirus has been found in the United Kingdom. As soon as this was discovered, some immediate actions have been taken by European countries and also by India. European countries and others have suspended flights to the United Kingdom. India has followed suit, and till 31st December, all flights to United States, United Kingdoms, have been suspended. Restrictions have also been imposed by United Kingdoms in London and in the southeast of England. Let's talk about the variant. What is this? When was it discovered? And what are the mutations that it has? VUI 2020-1201 is the variant of the virus that has been discovered. The first variant under investigation in December 20, and thus the name. It has 23 mutations in all, but a single mutation, N51Y, has increased binding affinity to human receptors, and therefore this variant is more transmissible. The COVID-19 Genomics UK Consortium, United Kingdom's consortium, on December 20 identified the variant in September and said the variant has been growing in frequency and is responsible for an increasing proportion of the SARS-CoV-2 cases in the United Kingdom. Modeling has also showed that this variant is 70% more transmissible, although this is yet to be confirmed. The European Centre for Disease Prevention and Control says the variant has the potential to increase by 0.4% of the number of people a person can infect, although there is still no evidence to this. The SARS-CoV-2 is an RNA virus that tends to have higher mutation rate. Now, this is the new virus, and we all are aware that a new vaccine, many companies, global manufacturers have brought in a virus vaccine against the coronavirus. Now, what is the relation between the new variant of virus that has been discovered and the corona vaccine? These mutations may not make the COVID-2 emergency use approval vaccine less effective, because the vaccine will produce antibodies against many regions in the spike protein, along with the presence of T cell immunity. If more mutations in the virus, then minor tweaking may be required in future. So there is an urgency after COVID vaccine administration. There is an urgency. A survey will be needed to track its effectiveness and also the appearance of vaccine escape mutants. So what can we conclude? We can conclude by saying that a new virus has, though few cases have been discovered, the extent of internal spread is unknown. So this is going to be a challenge. Fewer SARS-CoV genomes are sequenced in India, and this we cannot say if it is present in India because of the fewer number of vaccines that are sequenced in India. So this is also going to be a challenge for India. And the challenge posed by the new virus variant needs non-pharmaceutical interventions, in the sense people, every citizen has to contribute to mitigating and reducing the impact of the new variant. Thank you. That is all for today. See you in the next session with another analysis of the Hindu editorial. Thank you.